grade, we taught you how to do the slope. But let me just reteach it to you so you can refresh in your memory. Now, the formula for the slope, Teresa, is M is equal to what?
Y minus
No, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's the very first thing you must put down on your paper, is the slope formula. Now, once you put the slope formula down, you're going to have your ordered pairs. These ordered pairs will help you find the slope, but you must first identify x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Once you identify those numbers, you can easily plug them into your slope formula. Now, Teresa, what number represents y sub 2? 3. Plugged it in. What number represents y sub 1?
negative
Okay, y sub 1 is a negative 3. Now, we have an operational symbol. It must be dropped down, which is our minus symbol. And then we put our negative number in parentheses. There's a reason why we do that, okay? Now, we have, Teresa, what number represents x sub 2?
1.
Plug it in. What number represents x sub 1?
Negative 4.
We plugged it in and put it in parentheses. Always put that negative number in parentheses, class, okay? And then we drop our operational symbol down. Now, I taught you a negative times a negative equal to what, Teresa? A positive 3. Then we dropped our first 3 down. A negative times a negative equal to a positive what?
5.
A positive 4. Okay, we skipped a step because, I done graduated you to be able to skip a step. So a negative times a negative gave me a positive 4, and 4 plus 1 gave us that 5, correct?
Yeah.
Now, the numerator is 3 plus 3, which is 6, and then, of course, 5. The rise over the run. So we have 6 over 5, and then now we can graph this information. You first have to graph your ordered pair. Let's go over to our graph. The first ordered pair, Teresa, are what? What's your first ordered pair?
Negative 4 and negative 4.
Okay, a negative 4. So we go over how many places? A negative 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what was that? That's on the x-axis, correct? Now, what is on the y-axis? What kind of 3?
Negative 3.
It's a negative 3, so we go from this point down. 1, from this point. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So that's the first ordered pair that we just grabbed. What's the second ordered pair?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Is that a positive 1 or a negative 1?
5.
So we over here on this side, so it's a positive 1 on the x-axis, and then you go how many places up on the y?
3.
Up, 1, 2, 3, and you plot that point. Now that I've plotted the points, I'm going to take, we've already done it, we've drawn our lines through these points, okay? Now, you must also do another step. The other step is this dashed line. From this point, the very first point that you plotted, you're going to do your rise over your run. Your rise over the run. So we're going to raise up how many places?
6.
6 places. Very good. From this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the rise. Now we got to run it. 5. From this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see how we have connected these dots to each other now? Here's the first order pair that we grab. Here's the second order pair that we grab. And then we raised it up 6 places and we ran it 5 places. So now we have actually connected these, the rise over the run. And we have drawn our line through the points and we did our rise over the run. Any questions? Yes, Ms. Petway.
I thought you was always supposed to do y-axis like your y-intercept.
Okay, now you're talking about the slope-intercept form. Y is equal to mx plus b. Now, that's another concept that we're going to teach you. But that's the slope-intercept form that you're referring to. Yes, ma'am. That's when you plot. The question that she had was, she thought we were supposed to plot the y-intercept. Yes, we do. We can do that. We can find the y-intercept now. And that is y is equal to mx plus b. What is the slope?
M.
Correct. What represents our slope?
6 over 5.
Okay, so you got 6 over 5 represent the slope. Then you have y. You can use either set of ordered pairs. But I don't want to use the negative. I like to use these positives. They'll work better for me. So we're going to use this ordered pair. And we need to find our y-intercept, which is the same as b. So let's plug in. this represent X, so 1 represent X, and we look for what? B. This represents your Y, so we plug the Y in right here, okay? Okay, any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
You took us to another concept. I want y'all to go to this concept, but we need to come back to the slope. But let's go ahead and finish this out. So now we got 6/5 times 1 equals what? 6/5 plus B equals 3. We need to do what with this 6/5?
Simplify.
We do, we need to subtract. So we're gonna take it up here to get us a little more room. So we got 3 minus 6/5 is equal to 6/5 minus 6/5 plus B, okay? Now I can go old school and do this, but we need to go ahead and use our graphing calculator, or we can use our fraction calculator. And for those who are struggling doing fractions, I told you, just get your little fraction calculator. It'll work for you, okay? Let's key it in. We got a negative 6/5 plus 3. That's going to give me a mixed fraction, which is 1 4/5. Hold that for me, baby. That's going to give me 1 4/5 equals, sorry about that, equals B. I'm going to change that mixed fraction into an improper fraction. How would I do that? 5 times 1
Multiply.
and plus 4,
Now,
9/5
Oh shit.
is equal to B. Now, we have gone from slope, and to satisfy your answer, we've gone to the slope-intercept form, which is Y is equal to mx plus b, and we have found our b. Now, getting a little more board space, you got y is equal to, what is the slope? 6/5 x plus, what's my b?
9/5.
9/5. So we have done 2 concepts, according to your question that you asked. Now, when you want to graph this, yes, you will graph 9/5. And 9/5 is changed to the mixed fraction, which is 1 4/5. So there's 1 4/5, and you can easily be able to graph it on the graph. Okay? Did I satisfy your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions? You sure? Okay, so what have we discussed today? The slope formula. We also, thanks to Ms. Petway, bringing us back to what we learned in the 8th grade, the slope-intercept form, which is the y is equal to mx plus b formula. And we found our b, which is the y-intercept. That's the very first thing that you apply. And then you apply one of your ordered pair, which is 1, 3 on your graph. So we really had 2 concepts today. I need to graph somebody. I'm going to draft you. I'm going to draft you like you're in the military, and you're going to come up and just do the slope form. Just the slope form. I got Mr. Henson in my zone. Mr. Henson, I got you in my zone, and I got you in my zone. Ms. Lawson, with your pretty stuff, I got you in my zone. Now, there's a number in my head, Ms. Bloodworth. I'm going to give you that number. There's a number in my head from 1 to 10, Ms. Bloodworth, and I want Mr. Henson and Ms. Lawson to be able to guess. I'm going to give it to you, okay? Okay. Now, ladies first. Ms. Lawson, what's that number, sweetie? What's the number? From 1 to 10.
5.
Okay, you said 5. Mr. Henson? 4. Well, what's the number, Ms. Bloodworth? 8. Who's the closest? Ms. Lawson? Hello, baby. Now, don't worry. If you get lost, I got a road map to bring you back. So come on up. I'm going to work you through it. Ms. Lawson? Ms. Bloodworth will call out the ordered pair for you. And then if you take me into slope intercept, we can reteach that as well. But let's just focus on dealing with the slope formula today. We looked at the slope formula as being m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Then we took two sets of ordered pairs, and Mr. Abrion, give me that ordered pair that we want to work with. Negative 4, comma, negative 3. 1, comma 3. Okay, 1, comma 3. Now, I got the ordered pair on the board, but there's another step that I need to do. And that means I need to label or identify x sub 1, y sub 1, and then what? X sub 2, y sub 2. That's the second step that you need to look at. Identify your ordered pair, because once I identify the ordered pair, I can just come right over here to my formula and substitute those numbers in to the formula. Let's do it together. Okay, Abrion, what number over there represents y sub 2? 3. Very good. And then I have an operational sign, which is a minus sign. And then what number represents y sub 1?
Negative 3.
A negative 3. Very good, Miss Hardy. And divide that. What number represents, Miss Hardy, x sub 2?
1.
Okay, we have 1. Very good. And then the operational sign is a minus sign is brought down. And then a negative 4 in case in parentheses. Remember, I've always told you that if you're dealing with a negative number, put it in parentheses. Okay, now, let's simplify. Miss Hardy, at the top. Very good, but I got a negative. Let's go ahead and just do it. A negative times a negative equals to a positive 3. Very good, Miss Hardy. You're doing that mental math. And then, of course, I dropped my 1 down. A negative times a negative 4 gave me a positive 4. And now we have 6 over what? 5. Okay. 6 over 5 equals the slope, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions so far before we look at graphing?
No, ma'am.
Any questions? Okay. Sure. Let's take these ordered pairs, and we're going to go to our graph now. We're going to take these ordered pairs, and we're going to first have to graph these ordered pairs on our graph. Now, Abrion, I still need your help. Tell me the first ordered pair that I have over there. The first ordered pair. A negative 4, so we go over 1, 2, 3, 4 places on our x-axis, and then the next number is a negative 3, and you go 1, 2, 3 places down. Plot that point, and then you go ahead and label negative 4, comma, negative 3. Okay? What's our next set of ordered pair I need to grab, Gillian?
1, 3.
1 and 3. Do I go to the left or to the right? Okay, 1 place over, and how many places, Gillian?
Down 3.
Huh?
We gonna play
Down
3.
3.
Will I go down?
Up 3, go
Up 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then you 1, comma 3. Very good. All right. Now, I've got my ordered pair graphed. I need to go ahead and draw me a line through those ordered pairs. Let's see if I can get that line drawn. Okay. I got a line drawn through those ordered pairs. Now, what is your slope over there? We just found it.
6 over 5.
6 over 5.